Anyway, so 48, we got to see an amazing film in cinemas last Thursday.
Yes. Premiere night.
Premiere night. What, the only showing?
No. It was the only showing, but then there must have been a little bit of demand, and all of a sudden, Event Cinemas Glendale had 3 sessions a day all the way up until this weekend coming.
Right.
And I think it's still going after that, so fuck yeah.
That's amazing. Anyway, Ta-da! Color Out of Space is the latest.
I know you're surprised.
Yes.
That's the film, but that's the one.
Well, welcome, YouTube viewers.
Yes.
Go listen to the podcast. It's called 2C3 Pod. Whose Company 3 is a podcast every Wednesday and Friday.
Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube.
Big summer boy. All right.
Yes. So our review this week, as we just said, Color Out of Space.
Yes.
Now, this is... Oh, boy. I think you summed it up best on Instagram.
Okay, head over to Dylan 2C3 Pod on Instagram.
Yeah, I was going to say, and then you can find Dylan yourself. But also, I shared it on the 2C3 Pod Instagram because I thought it was just such a brilliant summarization of what we just saw.
Well, that was my immediate reaction.
Exactly.
Because this is the kind of film, Color Out of Space is so hypnotic and different and unique, especially this day and age, that after watching it, I knew that I liked it.
Yes.
And I knew that I really enjoyed it,
Yep.
but I couldn't quite gather my thoughts instantly. And what I said, essentially, in my Instagram video was that I didn't know how to feel about it properly, and I haven't felt that way about a film ever before after seeing it in the cinemas.
Exactly.
It took me 2 or 3 days to really gather my thoughts.
Yes.
And I did want to go see it again. I haven't had the chance, but this is definitely a film I reckon would benefit from 2 or 3 viewings, just to be like, did I just see that? Did Hollywood just allow this?
That's right. Not only that, did it get permission to go on the big screen in front of me? You know, like as in, like not, 100%.
It's not overly violent, but some of the things that happen in this film are completely bonkers, and that goes to show the talent of the writing of H.P. Lovecraft. Whenever the original book was written, the kind of concepts and ideas.
I think it was mid-20s.
The kind of concepts and ideas that this guy had, H.P. Lovecraft. Like, it goes to show how he influenced most of modern pop culture. Yeah. It's not just a dumb monster.
Oh, no. There's more behind this.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But I will just run through our little...
Yes, please do before I get carried away.
As we said, the film is Color Out of Space. Now, it's written and directed by Richard Stanley.
Yes.
And as you just said, based off the short story by H.P. Lovecraft. Now, we've got starring Nick Cage, Jolie Richardson, Madeline Arthur, Elliot Knight, and Tommy Chong.
Yes.
Distributed by RLJE Films, and the budget was reportedly around $6 million. And I checked this before we went off on air, but the worldwide gross at the moment that I can find on the internet is $720,000.
Yeah.
But that's expected because this was not expected to be a distributed film.
Yes, that's correct.
It did the what do you call them?
The film
festivals? Yes. It did the film festival runs and all of that, and then all of a sudden it got a little bit of distribution in America, and now over here, out of nowhere in February, like 4 months after. They must have been
listening because they know that we wanted this.
Exactly, and not only that, 3 sessions a day, man. 3 sessions a day for a H.P. Lovecraft film in theaters.
And this I love it. And this is supposed to be kicking off, essentially, a cinematic universe of H.P. Lovecraft.
Richard Stanley said that he wants to be behind the camera for all of them, writing and directing.
Which is amazing, and I think 100%. These kind of stories deserve it. And after watching this film, it made me really want to go back and read those books to see where they were coming from. But I do
not only that, they're short stories, man.
Yeah, but
that's the most appealing thing.
Just H.P. Lovecraft in general.
Absolutely.
But the producers.
Oh, yes.
One of the most surprising producers on this film is Elijah Wood.
Yes. The Hobbit boy.
As well as Daniel Noah, Lisa Whalen, and Josh Waller, but Elijah Wood.
Yeah, Elijah Wood. This is a trend, man. It is a trend of these like A-list actors. Elijah Wood, Bradley Cooper did it for Joker, and there was another one, wasn't there? That we've discussed recently.
Bradley Cooper did Joker.
There was Brad Pitt's producing a film that just came out, or we discussed it a week or so ago.
I have no idea.
Anyway. Yeah, no, that's fine. But either way, should we run through a little story, a bio about Color Out of Space?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah? Do you want me to read this one? Yeah?
Yep, go for it.
All right. A story of cosmic terror about the Gardners, a family who moves to a remote farmstead in rural New England to escape the hustle of the 21st century. They are busy adapting to their new life when a meteorite crashes into their front yard. The mysterious aerolite seems to melt into the earth, infecting both the land and the properties of space-time with a strange, otherworldly color. To their horror, the Gardner family discovers that this alien force is gradually mutating every life form it touches, including them.
Now,
oh my God.
This
Just
film-
thinking about it and like picturing in my head what we saw.
yeah, because towards the end of the film, without spoiling too much, but
Yeah.
a lot of influence, maybe not even influence, but the film reminded me of the original The Thing.
Oh, yes.
With the type of practical effects that
Oh,
it kind
yeah.
of had towards the end. And the kind of shocking themes of violence and mutations that you don't
Yeah.
expect in cinema
I did
ever,
not-
and
that-
especially towards the end.
Exactly. And I
Yeah.
did not see that coming.
No.
No, like as in it was puttering along. It had some violence, it had some gore, some visual shocks, but nothing too bad. And then out of nowhere, it just turns on you and you're like,
Yeah. But I will say,
are we allowed this?
I think one of the reasons why I was a bit, it took me a little while to decide whether I liked it or not is because it does take its time, and about halfway through the film is where it kicks into gear. But
100%,
it makes you realize that they've spent the first half of the film making you care for these characters, making you understand who they are and what they're about and their relationships with one another, which then makes the final half of the film so much more heartbreaking.
Oh, big time.
Because everything's just, their entire world is torn apart by the events that take place.
Absolutely.
And the film overall, like I wrote it down on my list, and it was it took me a day to write it down, but I'd officially made my decision that this film is great.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Now, did you have great, good, bad, and or what was it?
I've got great, good, bad, and crap, or something like that. Anyway, I haven't thought too much.
You haven't had a bad or crap this year, which is a great experience. Now, I just want to say with my
actually no, I have one though for. Check out YouTube later. Anyway.
Okay, all right. But my pretzel rating overall from this, just the fact that, like you said, there's practical effects, but then there's visual CGI, but it's all done so well.
Yes.
And the fact that this was on the big screen, but it looks and feels like an indie 80s film.
Yep.
But you can tell there's the budget behind it to take care of it. It's
Yes.
not. There's no cutting corners. Every little bit of it, every bit of CGI, the visual effects, because I mean, this movie is 80% visuals because it's called Color Out of Space. The fact that this color just takes over their world.
You'll never be more afraid of the color pink.
Oh,
That's for
right?
sure.
That's
Yeah.
the most insane. Yeah, but either way, the visuals and that, the story is easy as fuck to follow as well, even though there's so much going on. It's easy to see you don't know why this is happening or where this meteorite came from, but you understand that it's fucking with everything. And every time something happens, it's not like, wait, I thought that was... No, everything makes sense in a perfect order.
And nothing's really in your face either, because there's a moment where
except color.
the environment starts to twist and turn, and the entity that's entered this environment is inflicting itself and changing everything. You start to notice flowers.
Yeah.
And
no, exactly. The small intricacies.
Yeah, the
little
characters
things.
look at them, but they don't think anything of them.
No, that's right.
But
exactly.
you'll notice them because it was a bit dreary, and all of a sudden there's more life and things are springing to color.
You notice those things in the background, and it's subtle changes for a while, and subtle changes in the characters as well. You just see slight tweaks in the personalities, and then exactly, it's brilliant. But acting as well.
Yes.
I mean, okay,
there's something you said before
yep.
recording that I want you to repeat. I'm pretty sure you said it while recording or before recording. Is that Nick Cage?
Nick Cage, yeah.
Yes.
I can't remember exactly what
and
I said.
How you thought every line was deliberate.
Yes. Now,
And,
Nick Cage has been given criticism over the years and that for his acting style and how it's a bit extravagant and it can go up and down so quickly and all of that. But in particular with this one, as we discussed off air, I feel like he has embraced that that notion that he is that, what are you going to get from him? You know, is it going to be bad, good, like up, down? But every single line in this was so deliberate with the way his character was, and his character was progressing and being infected more or less.
Yeah.
You know,
so
but everything about Nick Cage in this was perfect Nick Cage.
Yeah.
Not only him, but as an actor.
Yes, and the rest of his cast, the dynamic between him and his family as well, especially the younger kids, because like this entity that's essentially affecting their entire family, it has different effects on each member of the family. Nicolas Cage's character, for example, notices a smell the entire time, and his skin starts to change, and his mannerisms begin to change too. And there are certain moments where he's mimicking his daughter's. Like he starts talking like this, and it's a bit weird, and you think,
why didn't you get the fuck out of my face? Yeah, and it was like, what? Like, I
thought to myself, I was like, is that just Nicolas Cage kind of taking ownership? No, I feel that was deliberate.
That was the progression of his character's mental progression, you know, like
Yes.
as in
Deterioration.
Deterioration. Thank you. Like as in that was him losing his fucking mind.
Yes.
And just going down that rabbit hole of what this infection or creature or whatever you want to call it, entity, is doing to this whole family. And that.
Yeah.
You know, everybody acted extremely well. There
Yes.
wasn't a weak point in it. Tommy Chong.
Yes.
Tommy
good.
Chong was Tommy Chong, but he didn't play it over the top.
He was your typical stoner living in the woods, but as you said,
And like embracing nature, but he wasn't like...
he's not distracting.
No, and it wasn't. He wasn't over emphasizing things or anything like that. Like he was talking how Tommy Chong. I can't do it.
Tommy Chong talks. Yeah.
Yeah, he was talking how he talks, but it wasn't like punched down your throat.
No,
like
he was
as in-
acting in this film.
Exactly. He was. Yes. That's a great
Tommy
way to
Chong
put
was
it.
acting as well, and there is
Yeah.
a scene towards the end where they do revisit Tommy Chong's character,
Yes.
and his voice is lended so perfectly to that scene.
It's
And
amazing.
the way it's sort of edited and
Yes.
put in this film. So
But
overall,
top to bottom, Richard
yes.
Stanley did a fantastic job writing and directing this.
Yep.
The cast did a fantastic job. Production-wise, all the producers, all the visual effects guys, fantastic job. This film, pretzel-wise, I'm giving it an 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah,
And if this is the beginning of Richard Stanley doing a H.P. Lovecraft trilogy, sign me up.
or more,
100. Yeah, do them all.
yeah,
Do them all. Even have a stab at Reanimator. I
yes.
love Reanimator so much. I absolutely love
that's
that.
H.P. Lovecraft, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. But I would love to see a modern adaptation of that because that story is just nuts.
Yeah. As much as I like modern adaptations of like older stories as well, I do hope to see a good adaptation of a story set in the time that it was written.
Yes.
So if H.P. Lovecraft wrote these stories with the mindset of 1922 or whenever these stories were, I'd like to see a movie set.
Exactly. We discussed that a couple of weeks ago, I think, when we were talking about Color Out of Space potentially coming to theaters. But the next one on Richard Stanley's list is the Dunwich Horror.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, that one I'm very excited for.
I
That
don't
one
know
was
anything-
written in 1929.
Okay.
I just
yeah.
love that, man. I absolutely love that we're nearing a century of
Yes.
these stories being told and hopefully better than ever.
Yeah, absolutely. Because if these movies were filmed like back in the 60s, they would have been kind of garbage.
No, that's right. And that's why I love Reanimated to death, but being a mid-80s horror film, you get what you kind of expect.
Yeah,
But if they did it with the budget that Color Out of Space got, all about it.
Absolutely. Anyway,
Yes.
Color Out of Space is great.
If it's in theaters near you, go and see it.
Yes,
Go and see it. Birds of
absolutely.
Prey will be there for 20 sessions a day for the next 6 weeks.
Yeah,
Color
if you-
Out of Space, it limited run.
If you get the choice and you want to see a film
Yes.
that'll blow your mind, if you're a fan
100%.
of thrillers, horrors,
Yeah.
kind of something a bit more out there, spacey science fiction, Color Out of Space is the film for you. But Mitchell,
It's just currently at event cinemas across the country. Check your local guides. But if you're in Newcastle and listening to this, Glendale, head on down there. It is
Absolutely.
a great time and it will blow your mind.
absolutely.
Yes.
But that's been our show.
Yes. 100% it has.
Absolutely. Now, as I said, this has been our show. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at 2C3Pod, of course.
Of course, and wherever you're listening to or watching us, thank you. And make sure it's your preferred platform. We are available on Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and of course, YouTube. Big Summer Blowout.
Now, you can support the show, of course. Head over to tpublic.com, get yourself a t-shirt, a mug, a sticker, or a fridge magnet, of course. Or you can join our Patreon, join a tier, and get exclusive Patreon benefits.
Absolutely. But if you don't want to pay a little monthly tiny fee, we can do one-time donations. PayPal, twoscompany3podcast@gmail.com. Or not only that, any production inquiries or anything like that. If you're a podcast
Absolutely.
and want to get in contact with us, maybe ask for some advice or maybe we can produce one for you. twoscompany3podcast@gmail.com.
Absolutely. Now, we do have new podcasts every fucking week, every Wednesday and every Friday.
Dylan.
Language. Wednesday is the news and reviews, of course. Fridays is Trailer Park and Yasa Pass. We'll certainly see you there.
That's right. And not only on fucking YouTube, we have
Language.
we have 4 videos every week, restarting again this week now that we're settling into the new studio.
Yes.
So make sure to head on over there, subscribe, and ding ding, ring that bell.
Absolutely. Now, thank you everybody for tuning in very much. My name is Dylan. This is 2C3 Pod with my co-host
Mitchell, and do not forget, we are Two's Company, but you are the podcast. Thanks for tuning into that video by Two's Company Freezer Podcast. Don't be sad though, there's plenty more where that came from. Another cheeky video right there. Maybe even hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. Or, if you don't like our faces, check us out on Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube.